Good day! Welcome sa first topic natin, which is the introduction and basic concepts of chemistry. I am Remel Sebastian Lucas, a registered chemist, and I will be your instructor in general chemistry. So let's start. So first is, let's define the chemistry. When we say chemistry, it is the study of matter and the properties, and then the changes that matter undergoes. When we say matter, matter is anything that has mass and volume. And then matter is anything that occupies space. So meaning, here on Earth, from the smallest organism to the largest organism, and then from core to the crust, and then the whole atmosphere, then of course the space, the galaxy, then the solar system, and the universe is made out of matter. So again, anything that has mass and volume or occupies space is matter. So we have three states of matter. We have the solids, the liquids, and then the gas. So for the solids has definite shape and definite volume. So meaning, fix yung amount ng volume at fix yung amount ng shape na meron tayo. Then for liquid naman is we have fixed volume, and then yung shape niya is indefinite. Kasi it depends on the container kapag nagkakaroon tayo ng shape sa mga liquids. And then lastly is gas has no definite shape and of course no definite volume. So this is a meme representation of gas, liquid, and solid. So as we can see, si Chims dito sa gas is medyo blurred sila kasi nga gumagalaw kapag gas, no? Kasi since for gas, ang container natin for gas, for example, is ang mga gas kasi ay freely yung movement nila. No, kasi layo-layo yung mga molecules natin. And then for liquid naman, as we can see, ayan, yung si Chims is medyo magkakalayo lang sila ng konti. No, kasi meron tayong mga slight spaces between the molecules kapag liquid. And then of course for solids, as we can see, dito si Chims ay crowded na siya. No, kasi sa solid is compact na yung mga molecules natin. No. So, ang matter daw ay nahati sa dalawang classification. First is the mixture, and then second is the substances, no? And then si mixture naman is it can be turned into substances through physical methods or separation by physical methods. And then si mixtures, we have two types, the homogeneous mixtures, the heterogeneous mixtures, and then for the substances, we have two types, the compounds, and then the elements, and then the compounds can be broken down into elements through chemical methods. So let's discuss each one of them. So first is let's talk about the substances muna, no? When we say substances or pure substances, matter whose composition is fixed, no, or any single element or any single compound. So we have two types of substances. We have the element and then the compound. The element is the simplest type of matter with unique physical chemical properties. Consists of one kind of atom. So the element is actually from the periodic table. No, yung hydrogen, yung helium, yung lithium, yung beryllium, yung boron, carbon, and etc. No. And of course, element cannot be broken down into simpler type of matter by any physical or chemical methods. So, kung hydrogen siya, hydrogen na siya. Hindi na siya mahahati pa. And the next is the compound. So, the compound is a type of matter composed of two or more different elements, no, that are chemically bound together. For example, meron tayong dalawang element na pinagsama. That is a compound. For example, is water or H2O. That is a compound. So, one defining feature of a compound is that the elements are present in a fixed parts by mass or fixed mass ratio. So, actually, the element also have mass. And then, of course, the compound. No? And when we say fixed parts by mass is, for example, kung meron tayong H2O, meron tayong oxygen at meron tayong hydrogen, fixed yung mass na meron si oxygen, which is 16 gram per mole, and then for hydrogen is 1 gram per mole, a total of 18 gram per mole. Ibig sabihin, fix yung kanilang mass, no, per parts, no. For example, si oxygen ay 16 lang, hindi siya pwedeng maging iba. Hindi siya pwedeng maging 14 or 17. Next is the mixtures, no. So, a group of 2 or more substances, for example, meron tayong dalawang magkaibang substance, no, elements or compounds that are physically intermingled. Yun ay yung tinatawag natin na mixture, no. Physically intermingled lang sila, hindi sila chemically bonded sa isa't isa, no. Kaya nga ang mixtures can be separated using physical means. So in contrast to a compound, the components of mixture can vary in their parts by mass. So we have two types of mixtures. First is the homogeneous mixture. So ang homogeneous mixture, the same throughout the solution yung pagkakamix, no. Ibig sabihin, hindi nakikita ng mata natin yung partition between two substances na pinagsama natin. For example, ang common example natin ng homogeneous mixture ay kape, no. Kapag in-observe natin yung kape, we have, for example, yung coffee powder lang at yung sugar, and then of course dinilute siya sa solvent na water, no. So pag pinaghalo natin silang tatlo, hindi naman sila magke-chemically hindi naman magkakaroon ng chemical reaction between those three. But syempre magkakaroon sila ng paghahalo, no. Pero sila ay intermingled lang. Hindi sila chemically bounded sa isa't isa, no. And then of course, pag homogeneous mixture, hindi natin nakikita yung asukal, hindi natin nakikita yung kape or yung water molecule na magkakasama, no. Or hindi natin nakikita using our eyes. And then next is the heterogeneous mixture. Ano naman ang heterogeneous mixture? So for the heterogeneous mixture, the composition is not uniform. Ibig sabihin, hindi sila naghahalo. So an example is a cereal, no. So kahit anong gawin mo diyan, kahit paghalu-haluin mo yung strawberry, yung cereal, and then yung milk, is makikita pa rin natin yung partition between them. Unlike dito sa homogeneous mixture na hindi natin nakikita yung hindi natin nakikita separately si coffee at si sugar. At dito ay nakikita natin. So that's the difference, no. So tacos are my element. So ito yung mga element natin from the periodic table. And then as we can see, elements have they have the chemical symbol, the chemical name, and then of course the atomic number, and then its atomic mass, no. So Ta is tantalum, C is carbon, and then OS is osmium, no. So for the problem, let's determine let's identify the following as element, compounds, or mixture. So si carbon is from the periodic table. Of course, it is an element, no. And then brass is actually it is a homogeneous mixture between a copper and zinc, no. Yan yung brass. And then next is the acetic acid, and then next is the sodium, and then next is the air, no. So si brass is actually a mixture. Acetic acid is suha, so ito is ay compound, no. So ito ay compound, and then sodium is an element, and then air is also a mixture. Why? Because air is composed of different gases. For example, meron siyang nitrogen, oxygen, helium, and so on. So element si carbon, mixture si brass, compound, element, and then mixture. So ano naman yung mga classification of matter, no. So meron tayong tinatawag na physical properties and chemical properties, no. When we say physical properties, it is the properties that can be observed or measured without changing the chemical identity of the substance, no. Ibig sabihin, mini-measure natin siya nang walang changes dun sa chemical identity, no. So ano yung mga physical properties? Yung length, color, density, mass, elasticity. When we say elasticity, ito yung kung nag-stretch ba siya or hindi. And then next is the pressure, volume, and then the luster. Luster is yung kintab. The next is the chemical properties. Ito naman is may changes na sa chemical identity. Such as yung, for example, the oxidation number. When a compound changes its oxidation number, or kapag minabawas or minadagdag sa kanyang electron, the chemical identity also changes. No? So, for example, si sodium, nabawasan siya ng isang electron. No? Si sodium pa rin naman siya, but it is not a neutral sodium anymore. It is a sodium ion na siya. And the next is the chemical bonding. Of course, kapag nakipag-bond na si element, mag-change na rin yung chemical properties niya. For example, for hydrogen and then the oxygen. Oxygen is needed for fire and hydrogen is actually flammable or flammable. So, 'di ba, kapag nagsama silang dalawa, it forms water, and water is not flammable, and then of course, kapag sa apoy, pinampapatay natin si water. So, anong nangyari na doon kay hydrogen at oxygen, when they are chemically bounded, the chemical properties also changes. Next is the coordination number. No, so the coordination number, so it is actually in advanced in organic chemistry. Interconnected siya with the oxidation number. No, so ang coordination number, kung ilan yung coordinate sa kanya. And then next is the heat of combustion, the toxicity, nabanggit ko naman na yung flammability, and then the corrosivity, and then the reactivity. Those are chemical properties. No? And the different elements have different chemical properties na mga ganyan. And then yung iba is magkakagrupo. For example, sa reactivity, sa group 1 elements, sila ay magkakagroup. The lithium, sodium, potassium, and so on. Yung mga pababa na yun. No. And then for physical properties, may tinatawag tayong intensive and extensive properties. When we say intensive properties, it doesn't depend on the amount of matter in a sample. No. Ibig sabihin, wala tayong pakialam kung gaano siya kadami, basta hindi nagbabago yung property na to. And then when we say extensive, this is the opposite of the intensive. Ito naman nakadepende on how much matter a sample contains. No. So, let's determine each one of these if it is an intensive or extensive property. Length is actually an extensive property, and then color is intensive property. So, syempre si length is, yan yung haba. No, nakadepende yan sa amount of matter na sample. For example, yung meron kang isang tray ng tubig na ang haba niya ay 1 meter at isang tray ng tubig na ang haba niya ay 2 meters. No. Ibig sabihin, the amount is different. Kasi mas mahaba yung isa. Syempre, mas marami dun sa isa. But, the color is an intensive. How? How is color is an intensive property? No. For example, meron kang isang boteng juice, and then meron kang isang pitchel na juice or orange juice. What is the color? The color is orange. So meaning, the color doon sa isang pitchel ay same lang naman sa color na meron doon sa isang bote. So, hindi siya nababago. No. So, density is also an intensive property. No, and then mass is an extensive property. And then, for your, kayo na lang yung mag-determine kung ano ang elasticity, pressure, volume, at luster. No? So, determine nyo. And then, para ma-review din kayo, and then try to search using Google kung tama ba yung hula nyo, kung siya ay intensive or extensive. So, para medyo may clue tayo, elasticity is yung kung paano siya na-stretch. Pressure is of course pressure. Alam niyo naman na yung pressure. And then the volume. No. So, the volume is medyo related with mass and length. Then, next is the luster. So, determine nyo kung sila ay extensive or intensive. Next is the chemical change. No. When we say chemical change, ito yung pagbabago sa isang um, compound, no? Na ang nangyayari ay nagkakaroon tayo ng bagong product, no? For example, ang chemical change kasi is also a chemical reaction. So combustion is an example of chemical change. Why and how? For example, nagsunog tayo ng sugar na lang. Isipin nyo na lang na sugar to. 'Di ba ang sugar is an organic molecule. And then kapag kasi nagkakaroon tayo ng combustion, gumagamit tayo ng oxygen or ng O2. 'Di ba? Kasama yan sa triangle of fire, which is the fuel, the oxygen, and then the heat. So this oxygen reacts with the for example, ito ay sugar, no? And then it produces carbon dioxide and water. So meaning hindi na siya oxygen anymore at hindi na siya sugar anymore. For example, ito ang sugar C6H12O6. Ibig sabihin, hindi na siya sugar ulit. No, nagkaroon na tayo ng chemical change. No. Next is rotting. So, how is rotting is a chemical change? Of course, kapag yung mga nabubulok na bagay kasi nagde-decompose sila, 'di ba? And something that is decomposing is actually a chemical reaction. No. So, yun lang naman yun. Basta chemical reaction siya. Kasi, there are so many factors that affects rotting, such as yung temperature, kung ano ba yung nasa environment, no, ano yung pwede mag-react sa kanya. No, kaya yun yung sa may rotting. And the next is rusting. So, how is yung pangangalawang is a chemical change? No, 'di ba for example, ang pako ay made of iron. And that iron is nag-ooxidize siya, no? So, kapag nag-ooxidize siya, nagre-react siya with oxygen ulit. And then, for example, nakaka-produce tayo ng tinatawag natin na ferric oxide or yung tinatawag natin na kalawang, no? Ito yon yung orange, no? Kaya siya nagbabago. And then, of course, also, digestion is a chemical change. So, how it is a chemical change? Of course, when we're digesting foods, is we have stomach enzymes inside our body. And then, those stomach enzymes and then stomach acids breaks down the food that we ate. No, kaya siya chemical reaction. Next is the physical change. Physical change is matter changes form but not chemical identity. So more on ang nangyayari sa physical change ay yung pa rin naman siya, wala naman, no? Wala namang nagbabago sa kanya. For example, for melting, kung H2O siya, kung yan ay ice, H2O na solid, kapag nagmelt siya, magiging H2O na liquid. Ibig sabihin, wala nangyari doon sa may chemical natin. Yun pa rin siya, nagbago lang siya ng form. Sorry, nalipat. No, nagbago lang siya ng form. And then, of course, the boiling. For example, the boiling is H2O natin is liquid. And then, kapag nag-boil yan, magiging gas na yan. And then, chopping. Chopping is, hiniwa mo lang naman siya, pero yun pa rin naman yung content niya, di ba? And also, shredding. And here is my references for this discussion. So, that's the end of the slideshow, and if you ever have questions, feel free to comment. Thank you.